If you're debating taking a gap year, here are my do's and don'ts coming from someone who's almost finished their gap year, which is crazy to say. Do definitely save money, but don't be too stingy about spending money. I saw a quote that was so true. It was like, the goal isn't to die with a full bank account. You need to spend money to have those life experiences to look back on, but equally you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. Just be realistic about your spending, I think. If there's a concert you really want to go to, go, even if it's by yourself. If you want to go on a trip and you have the funds to do it, do it. If you're living with your parents and they're paying for stuff, this is probably like the only time you're going to be really financially free but have your own money. So genuinely take advantage of that extra income. Everyone is poor in uni when they start, so just embrace it. This definitely depends on your personality, but do like a rough idea of what you want to complete in the year. Even if you end up not really sticking to it, it's just good to have a rough idea of what you want to complete, because it's so easy to just like fall into a routine and get nothing done. If you have a rough idea of what you want to do with your life, do apply to uni before you start your gap year. Apply with your cohort, because you're going to get much more like advice and help if you do it in the same year as them compared to trying to do it by yourself. Just apply with your cohort, but then defer a year. Do not take a gap year just because your friends are doing one. The likelihood of you guys actually doing stuff together is like 2 trips out of the whole year. A gap year is all about gaining independence, so do not rely on someone. Do travel, even if it's in your own country. I was never a person that was like, I want to travel when I'm older. But let me tell you, I get the hype after doing just like 3-day short trips in a couple of countries. And on topic of that, like, do not be afraid to go by yourself. Solo traveling is so common and it's genuinely not that scary at all. Do not have a job and just bed rot the whole time, but definitely do have 2 jobs if you can. You have so much time to kill, so genuinely just get like another 8 to 10 hour contract, and that'll be like 1 to 2 days of your whole week. At least you're also then guaranteed hours for money. Having 2 jobs is also helpful because you can transfer when you go to uni, so you're not battling to try and find a job, and you have options. If the one falls through, you have the other job to back you up. Do rediscover old hobbies and pick up new skills. I picked up so much of my creative hobbies when I started my gap year again because I had the time to. But also do life skills like driving if you haven't learned how to drive yet. Do definitely reflect in journal or just save some things from your gap year to look back on. This is such an important one. Do not compare your gap year. This has been the busiest year of my life and I'm so grateful for that, but I would be lying to not say that I haven't compared myself and haven't been super upset like during it. More so in the beginning purely because of comparisons to people who are on a gap year and also who are in uni, and I'm like missing out on stuff. I'm telling you now, it's not worth the mental battle. And finally, don't feel like you have to have it all figured out by the end of the gap year. Education is not going anywhere and you are not behind in life if you decide to take another gap year. Rather take time to decide what you really want to spend all your hard-earned money and time on instead of rushing into a degree just because you feel like you have to and you're under time constraints. You are not.